guys, I'm hitting you with another update about my Project Keep drive. For the next month, Cliff and I are working with Project Keep, an amazing organization that puts together backpacks filled with school supplies, clothing, hygiene products, and other essentials for kids who are entering foster care. This cause is very near and dear to our hearts. Cliff spent some time in the foster system himself, so he knows firsthand just how helpful a backpack can be, especially considering the fact that most kids who enter the foster system aren't able to take any of their possessions with them. We're collecting money along with new and unused supplies. I've got the link listed below. It has all the information available, including a list of supplies we need, how to donate money, and so on. We've also been establishing donation goals on my website, and every time we meet a goal, I hand out a prize. And we recently met 2 goals this week, both a donation goal and a funding goal. We surpassed over $1,000 in funding, which is so amazing. Thank you guys so much. And we've received over 10 donations, including these adorable backpacks. I love them so much, especially this one. Look how cute it is. It's a pug unicorn. A pugacorn. Anywho, this means I have 2 prizes to dish out. First up, congratulations to this wonderful person. You are walking away with some Writerly merch, compliments of Stephen Partridge. Stephen Partridge is a fellow fantasy writer as well as a YouTuber, and he's one of the sweetest, friendliest guys I've ever met. His debut fantasy novel, The Misadventurers, an almost epic tale, comes out on August 27th and is currently available for pre-sale, so check it out. Next up, congratulations to this fantastic human being. You are also walking away with some Writerly merch, compliments of Noor Zikra. Like Stephen, Noor is also a fantasy author. She is also a YouTuber, and she puts together these adorable skits on her channel. They are super relatable. She is also in the process of releasing a fantasy novel, Divinity Falling. It comes out on October 1st, but is available for pre-sale now. Be sure to check out both Stephen and Noor's channels and books. I've got them linked below. Thank you guys so much for being so supportive of this drive. These are our new goals. As soon as we hit one, another person will be walking away with a prize. If you want to help foster kids and potentially win amazing prizes, donate to my Project Keep charity drive. I have all the information listed below. It's fun, it's easy, and you're helping a great cause. On to the video! Hello, everybody! Today we're covering part 2 of the audiobook process. If you missed part 1, it's linked below. You should definitely check it out, or else you're gonna be lost. I'm covering step-by-step how to make an audiobook, specifically using ACX. ACX is an Amazon company that allows authors to find narrators and produce and distribute audiobooks. It's one of the most popular options for indie writers, if not the most popular option, and it's what I personally use when producing the audiobook for the Savior's Champion. If you don't want to use ACX, that is 100% your prerogative. I just can't help ya. Now I'm covering how to choose a narrator and get your audiobook created and distributed. This video was requested by one of my patrons over on Patreon, Alex E. Alex wants to know all about the process of choosing a narrator. I think this is a great topic and super important to cover, so let's get to it. Step number 1, choosing a narrator. Now that your book is live on ACX, people are going to start auditioning to be your narrator. However, there are a few factors to keep in mind. For example, the smaller your platform is, the fewer auditions you're going to receive. Additionally, even though people will be coming to you to audition, you may still have to go to them. Maybe the narrators who audition suck, which means you'll have to reach out to narrators directly. If that's the case, ACX has an entire database of narrator. You can go through them based on criteria you've selected and then contact the people you're interested in. Once you have a pool of auditions, these are the things you should keep in mind when making your choice. First point, payment structure. Not everyone who auditions will accept the payment structure you've chosen. People don't read shit. What can you do? Before you choose a narrator, make sure their payment structure aligns with what you're willing to offer. Second point, and most obvious, make sure the voice doesn't suck. Just like there are a lot of crappy authors, there are also a lot of crappy narrators. You will receive mumbly auditions, robotic auditions, people who read too fast or too slow. A shitty voice is going to make people skip over your audiobook entirely, so feel free to be picky. Third point, style. I received plenty of amazing auditions for the Savior's Champion that just plain didn't work. Sometimes people narrated it in a very Merlin-y, whimsical manner. TSC is a dark fantasy mirroring ancient Greece. Whimsy isn't the vibe. Pay attention to the voice and see if it meshes with your book's style. Fourth point, charisma. You'll receive auditions that range from melodramatic to monotone. If you've got a flat voice reading a comedy, that isn't gonna work. On the flip side, if you've got a goddamn clown reading a self-help book, that's gonna be awkward as hell. Fifth point, characterization. How does the narrator act out the characters' voices? Keep in mind, you can work with your narrator on this. If they don't nail the personality in the audition, it's possible for you to give them instructions so they can nail it in the recording. That said, you shouldn't ignore the characterization from their audition. If the characters are indistinguishable from one another, that means they probably don't do voice acting, which is a bad sign. Sixth point, recording quality. If it sounds like it was recorded on their phone, that's bad news. If you could hear a child screaming in the background, also bad news. There are audiobooks where you can hear the narrator's lips smack or hear them breathing heavily into the microphone. Do you know how fucking annoying that is? Make sure the quality of the recording is solid because that can completely destroy the listening experience. And the seventh and last point, direction. Did the narrator follow the directions of the audition? If not, that's a red flag. A narrator asked me for a pronunciation guide, then proceeded to not follow it at all. Red flag. Another narrator didn't use my audition script. Instead, he sent me a file of him narrating werewolf erotica. Big red flag. If someone can't even follow the directions of a simple audition, just imagine what a headache the actual recording process will be. Now, if you've gone through all these steps and you're still struggling to decide, ask for help. Show the auditions to your friends, particularly friends who listen to audiobooks. Getting opinions, especially from consumers in the market, will be a godsend to you. Now that you've selected your narrator, we move on to step number 2, discussing the details. Make sure both you and your narrator are clear on the payment structure as well as the schedule for completion. This means you're going to have to select an estimated completion date, and you will then log this date into ACX. Keep in mind, most narrators don't do this full-time, just like most writers don't write full-time. If you're expecting them to be focusing on this every waking hour of the day, then you need to pay them accordingly. Next is step number 3, which is the sample recording. And that's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. ACX allows your narrator to produce a sample recording, which will give you an idea of what the quality of your audiobook is going to sound like. Typically, the sample is going to be the first 5 minutes or so of your book. And it'll usually be the sample that readers are able to listen to once the book is live. Give it a listen and let them know whether or not they need to make any changes. If the sample is good, you're giving your audiobook narrator the green light to continue on with the project, which basically means they're hired. Step number 4, recording the audiobook. This is going to be the longest part of the process for obvious reasons. Your narrator is recording your audiobook and you gotta listen to it to make sure it doesn't suck. Typically, narrators record in chapter batches and then upload these batches to ACX. Once they're uploaded, you have the opportunity to listen and suggest tweaks. Here are a few things you can do to make sure you get the best recording possible. First, read through your novel while you're listening. This makes it so much easier for you to determine if they mispronounced a word or stumbled over a sentence because the evidence is right in front of you. Second, write down any mistake alongside the time it occurred in the recording. Mistakes can include a mispronounced name, a pop in the recording, if a sentence is spoken in the wrong emotional tone, a repeated sentence, whatever. If you write down both the mistake and the time it happened, it will make it so much easier for the narrator to correct it. And they will thank you for that. They don't want your audiobook to suck because it will make them look bad. So help them help you. Step number 5, listen again. After after your narrator has edited their mistakes, guess what? You get to listen 1 to 10 more times. Just like a book takes multiple rounds to edit, an audiobook is exactly the same. That means you're gonna be listening to this bad boy over and over again. You may be tempted to skip this step, but think about all the audiobooks you've listened to that were complete trash. They skip this step too. That I can promise. Once you've listened to your audiobook enough times to make your ears bleed, you move on to the 6th and final step, approving your book for launch. Once your audiobook is perfect, you and your narrator can approve it for distribution. You don't have to select a price. Audible will do that for you. All you have to do is click the button. This will send your audiobook to ACX for evaluation. If there are any issues, they will contact you directly. If everything's good, they'll have your book distributed in 10 to 14 days, or so they claim. It took the Savior's Champion about 20 days for it to be approved and distributed, so please keep in mind this time frame is in no way a guarantee. Once your audiobook is distributed, you'll see it on Audible available for people to buy. It does take longer for the book to be distributed to iTunes, so if you don't see it there right away, do not fret, my pet. It'll be there eventually. Now, there is one step I skipped, and that's because it can occur at any point before distribution, and that is selecting your audiobook cover. Your audiobook cover should essentially be a square version of your book cover. This does not mean you can just adjust the sizing of your book cover into a square. It'll become all distorted and look really shitty. You can most likely get your book cover designer to create an audiobook cover for really cheap. So that's all I got for you today. For more information about audiobooks, I will be interviewing Nick Denton, the voice actor and narrator for The Savior's Champion, very soon. I will be asking him all of your questions about the audiobook process from the narrator's perspective, so be on the lookout. A huge thank you to Alex E for requesting this video. If you'd like the chance to have a video dedicated to you, or if you want access to tons of other rewards, check me out on Patreon. We've got an exclusive writing group. You get early access to videos. We have a monthly live stream. We've got signed merch. The link is listed below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I post new videos on Wednesdays, and if you want to be alerted as soon as I upload, ring that bell because I've got lots of bonus videos coming up. The Savior's Champion is available in ebook, paperback, hardback, signed hardback, as well as audiobook, obviously. If you're new to audiobooks, you can listen to TSC on Audible for free. I've got the information listed below. And be sure to follow me on social media. I'm on Instagram, Tumblr, Facebook, and of course, you can tweet me at Jenna Moreci. Bye!
This is Wimbledon. If you haven't subscribed to Jenna's channel, then by all means, go for it. The people will love you for it. Go on, press the button, ding that bell. See you soon.